Hi everyone, let me make sure I'm live. Okay, I am live. Hi everyone, let me start off by saying my name's Nick Kretikos. I own Nick Seasonal Decor, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple, easy burlap wreath, such as these two. So, it's going to need 3 hydrangea flowers. Here's some examples of hydrangeas. They come in all different colors and stuff. And if you didn't want to use hydrangeas or couldn't find them for whatever reason, you could use roses, mums, poinsettias for Christmas. I think that would be pretty. Sunflowers. Sunflowers come in burlap and fabric and stuff like that. But I feel like those would be pretty. Yeah. So first we're going to need an 18-inch grapevine and some burlap. So you're going to want to start by cutting off your burlap. You're going to want to cut it 10 inches long. You can use scissors or you could use my rotary cutter. This is by Olfa. It's nice, I like it. So you're going to want to cut them 10 inches long. You're going to want to use a nice sharp pair of scissors or a rotary cutter because you're going to want them cut pretty nice. You're not going to want the edges to be frayed. So many people just leave these as is and just stick them on the door, but if you wanted to ensure that they don't fray, you could spray it with hairspray or some type of clear coat to keep it from fraying. I usually just leave it as is, but if you have lots of storms and high winds, you might want to spray it. So this is going to take roughly 1.5 to 2 rolls. Depends on how thick you want it. And burlap comes in all sorts of colors. Here's some colors. I have black, a nice teal, like that color right there. Orange, which would be perfect for fall. Red, and like a mustard yellow. Hi, Ramona. Wow, Texas. It's pretty far. So, yeah, this is probably more like 4 or 5 rolls because I'm going to have to make a couple more burlap wreaths. So these are my most popular wreath. Lots of people like it with the letter. And I usually get more neutral colors, orders for neutral colors. People like the natural rustic look. Hi, Julie. So burlap also comes in, ribbon also comes in lots of burlap textures and stuff like that. So I have some Santa ribbon and polka dots. And there's all sorts of different colors. Chevron. So if you wanted to use this, I think I'm going to be using this with the wreath I'm making today. So lots of people wanted me to make a pink/peach wreath. So I'm going to be using these color flowers today. I used the purple in this one with the G. But people wanted to see pink, so I'm going to be making the pink one today. So you're just going to want to keep cutting your burlap until you have all 2 rolls done. You might have some left over. And then you're going to want to use your brown pipe cleaners. You could use whatever color you want, but it sort of shows the pipe cleaner a little bit, so you're going to want to use brown if you can find it. That way it doesn't show too much. And let me cut the tag off this. So you can pick up all of this stuff from Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. All those stores should carry this stuff. So you're going to want to weave this through the grapevine and then spread them apart roughly 2 to 3 inches. You're going to want it pretty close if you want a thick wreath. And the grapevine wreath doesn't have to be perfectly even. It could be more oval. You won't be able to really tell once you fill it out. But if you're doing a wreath, like a half wreath, no, but if you're doing a half wreath with like florals on one side, with the grapevine showing, you might want a more even wreath. And try to get a wreath that's more thin, not as thick, because it's easier to weave the pipe cleaners through. So every 2 to 3 inches, you're going to want to stick a pipe cleaner. Hi, Diane. The measurement for the burlap is 10 inches. Yeah. Thanks, Carla. So I start by doing the outside first. So that's full on the outside. I like mine not showing any burlap through. You could use a wire frame, but I like the weight from the burlap, from the grapevine. So like if there's a heavy wind. My door gets hit with heavy winds, so I like the weight from the grapevine to keep it from flying away. Yeah, it will, Don. I like the grapevine. But if you wanted to do a wire frame, it would be just as fine. You're still gonna want to keep them. You might want to keep them even closer so you don't see through the wire. So I wouldn't use like a deco mesh wreath form for this, because the spacing on them is a lot wider. You're not gonna get an even coverage. You could do it with a different technique of burlap, but I like doing the ruffle technique. Hi. Hi, Kate. Oh, thanks, Karen. So this year especially, burlap's been in. Even more so for me for the burlap rather than like deco mesh. People just like the look. So once you do the outside, you're going to want to do sort of on the middle, but more towards the left. And this is more harder to weave through because you gotta pull it through like a loop it. Hi, Miss Kay. Hi, Shirley. Louisiana. Yeah, I'm from Massachusetts, a small town called Rowley. But you guys are really from the country. Thanks, Connie. So yeah, you're just going to want to loop it through every 2 to 3 inches. I like how in the spots that it's not perfect, the burlap, the grapevine kind of shows through. It adds like a nice rustic touch. And again, you could use whatever flowers you want. Originally, I made it with just 3 hydrangeas, try to keep it nice and simple. That's smart, Sherry. I should do that. So originally I cut the pipe cleaners in half to use less, but it makes it much harder to twist it in with the burlap because the burlap's kind of thick. So now I just use a full pipe cleaner and then cut off the excess. Okay, so now the frame's done. It should look like this, like a giant spider with a million legs. Now we're going to take the burlap. Here, let me clean this off. So again, you can cut the burlap with just plain scissors, but I like the rotary cutter. So now I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to use both hands, and then just gather it together like this. And it forms a nice little bow tie. So I'm going to do 2 of these. It's going to look something like this per pipe cleaner. And then you're going to want to stick it like that. And then here you're going to want to twist it really tight. And then it's up to you. You can cut it off now, or you can cut it off after. I usually wait till after all the pipe cleaners are filled. So again, you're going to want to take it like this, and then just cinch it together so it looks like a little bow tie. Yeah, it's a little stuff that adds up. So again, you're going to want to pull it tight. Give it 3 or 4 twists. And then you can cut it off. I'm going to cut it off in between each one just so you guys can see. So just gather it up. And it forms a bow tie. And then just put it on the wreath. 3 or 4 twists. So yeah, it's kind of like tedious little work. It takes a while, but I like the outcome. Yeah, don't forget to say hi. So you can do whatever's easiest for you. I mean, I'm not going in any order. You're going to have to fill it in after, no matter how close you stick them together. It's not so much like a deco mesh wreath where you're going to have to go inside or outside or every other like I do. It's whatever's easiest. Right now I'm doing the inside. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Mimi. The burlap strips are cut at 10 inches. So if you want to, some of the people ask me how to do the teal. What I do with that is I do 1 piece teal, 1 piece burlap. And it gives a nice touch. You could do that with whatever color you want. Like I feel like black would be nice for Halloween. Or orange and mustard yellow for fall. Or you could do, I know there's white burlap somewhere, you could do these 3 colors for the 4th of July or Memorial Day. Oh, thank you, Christy. Yeah, I really love making them. I mean, as you can tell, my house is full. So again, for those who are just joining in now, my name's Nick Kretikos, and I own Nick Seasonal Decor. You can check me out on Facebook. I'm in the process of creating an Etsy shop. Hi Nancy, I'm in Raleigh, Massachusetts, and I've been doing this as a business for roughly a year now. I'm 18 and I love making these, of course, but I mean, the money certainly helps too. But I mean, I guess we all want to do what we love and make money. So again, you're going to want to pinch them together and then just add them to the twists. And cut them off. Make sure you twist it at least 3-4 times because the burlap seems to come apart more easily than the mesh. Probably because it's heavier. And then you're going to want to twist it like that. So it forms a nice bow tie. That's right, Julie. So, I mean, you could cut them smaller depending on the size wreath. If it's like a 16-inch wreath, I'd probably do 6 to 8 inches long for the burlap. I do use 14-inch wire frames to make smaller burlap wreaths. And I think I cut them around 5 inches long. It's a lot easier when you have all the burlap cut for you. Thank you, Jocelyn. So 3-4 twists. With the burlap, the beige colored pipe cleaners, you can cut them off a little longer, just to make sure that the twists, you have enough twists. But if you did a different color one, you'd definitely be able to see it if you left it any longer. Yeah, each burlap piece is 10 inches long. And this is an 18-inch grapevine wreath. Let me clean this stuff off. And you could, like I said before, you could use whatever flowers you want. Like here's sunflowers, here's a poinsettia. Whatever flowers you decide. So again, it takes roughly 1.5 to 2 rolls of 10-yard burlap. And this burlap's 5.5 inches wide, if I remember correctly. So see, like now I'm just doing one on the outside, just to show you it doesn't really matter if you start from the inside or the outside. I mean, maybe April. I don't know. I haven't tried that. I just like the look of this, so I kind of don't want to mess with it. But I mean, if you wanted to try that and send me a picture. Nancy, this is actually my grandma's basement. I don't have a designated craft room. I just create in down here on her kitchen table. And I have all my wreaths displayed with command strips on her walls. Oh yeah, that's a good tip. If you want to display in your house or on a door that you don't want to nail, you can just use command strips. They come off wicked easily. So here I use them. I think it's like $14 for 8 of them. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'm not sure, April. See, when you layer these, you're not going to want to layer them on top of each other. You're going to want to hold one in your hand and then gather another one. That way it's more thick instead of wide. So now the inside's done. Let me start the outside. Yeah, especially working with burlap, it's going to get messy. The fibers from the burlap go everywhere. So just gather it together like this. Janice, I just bought a roll of mesh, burlap. I think it was on clearance for like $1 or whatever. And then I decided, it was a bigger roll, I think I got it from Michael's. And I decided to make a burlap wreath because one of my customers wanted to see how it would look. So I cut them in strips and made a bow tie like this, and then just stuck it on a grapevine wreath. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Brenda. Yes, they are. Nicole, there's a tree outside, a big spruce tree outside my yard. And my door was bare, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make a wreath for it. So I just cut some branches and stuck them on a clothes hanger and made a wreath. And then some family decided that they wanted to buy one, so then I started selling them just to family and close friends. And then last year, I just expanded hugely and decided to create a business called Nick's Seasonal Decor. And now I just am constantly looking for new ideas to create wreaths and centerpieces and swags and stuff like that. It's like a cloth type. I wouldn't say it's paper. It's not like paper mesh. Hi. Yeah, I am using pipe cleaners to secure them. Rebecca, you're going to want to try to get brown or beige pipe cleaners. I used white pipe cleaners once, and you could definitely see the ends where you were cutting it. It makes a huge difference if they're brown. And if they're brown too, you could leave them a little longer. That way, you know it's secured. Hi Angela, yes they are for sale. My Facebook page is Nick's Seasonal Decor. I haven't posted these ones yet, but I believe these are posted. So these are my Christmas wreaths and Halloween wreaths that I'm getting ready for my Etsy debut. I've yet to start. Still trying to figure out how to ship the cheapest and best way possible. But as soon as I figure that out, all those wreaths will be for sale. Sue, it's just roughly every 2 to 3 inches. I'm not sure how many it takes, because it really depends on how big the grapevine wreath is. Some wreaths are more, some wreaths are more wide, so you're gonna have to use more pipe cleaners. This one's a pretty narrow wreath, so I'm guessing you want to get a pack at least 30. I know they sell 30 for $1, I believe, at Michael's. Yes, Linda, 2 strips that are 10 inches long. And then I'm gathering together. So usually when I have to add pieces, it's more towards the outside. It's the outside that seems to show more. So again, I'm just gathering it up from the middle. Yeah, Jennifer, I get it by the roll. It comes in a roll 5.5 inches wide, I believe. I should have a roll somewhere. 5.5 inches wide by 10 yards, so 30 feet. I believe I got this from Walmart for like $3.50. It wasn't expensive. If you go to Michael's or Joann's, it's more expensive. Yes, it will be. And there's a list of supplies on my Facebook page, Nick's Seasonal Decor. Thank you, Angela. So again, you could use a wireframe if you'd like. I just like the look of the grapevine, and because it's heavy, so it's more sturdy in my opinion, less likely to fly away. Especially if you live in a zone that has high winds, you're going to want to use grapevine. But if you're going to ship these, you're not going to want to because they're pretty heavy. So we're almost done with the burlap. And I cut 2 full rolls. Each roll was 10 yards, so 30 feet. Give or take. So I'm going to show you how I do just one piece that's teal. So I cut it out 10 inches long. You could use a rotary cutter or just very sharp scissors. And then it's probably easier to see on the blue. You're going to want to gather it together in the middle. And then you got the bow tie. And I wouldn't do all blue because I kind of feel like it's too much. If you wanted to, of course you could. But I do 2 like this, and then I just attach them randomly. Occasionally I do 2 brown and then 1 blue just so it's not so much blue. And if you do that, you're going to want to hold them together. Pinch it down the middle. And then I like to put the blue, there's 2 sides. I like to put the blue facing towards us so that you can see it. And burlap comes in all different colors. The colors tend to be more expensive than the just plain old burlap. Oh, thank you, Connie. So I just left some pipe cleaners just to show you what it looks like with the pipe cleaner still attached. Like I said before, I usually just wait to have all the strips in before cutting the pipe cleaners. I just find it easier to just do everything at once for each step. So I'm missing one here. And if you want to do it more spread out or closer together, it's whatever you decide. I like them close together. But if you want to show some of the grapevine behind, Jennifer, I'm a part of Julie's Success Circle. If you guys are thinking about joining that or her Wreath Making of the Month Club, I 100% recommend it. It's absolutely amazing. I've learned so much from all the people than I would have watching all these YouTube videos. So now you're just, oh, I have a couple more. So after this, you're just going to want to fluff it up a little bit and see if you have any bare spots. You might get some pieces that are just long. And then if the pipe cleaners are bothering you, you could just tuck them in. I usually can't tell. So. And again, if you have a side that shows a little more grapevine, if you don't want it showing, you could just stick the flowers there. Just make sure one side's at least nice. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll leave this side open and then stick the flowers. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yeah, if you guys don't mind sharing, Julie calls it her tip jar. I mean, I would greatly appreciate if you guys shared this video. I'll definitely be creating more videos in the future. And if you wanted to check out my Facebook page, Nick's Seasonal Decor, and maybe give me a like or something, I would greatly appreciate that. Okay. So that's what the grapevine with just the burlap looks like. And sometimes the wreaths are kind of wild with branches sticking out. If you wanted to clean those up, you certainly could. This one had a couple pieces sticking out, and I just trimmed them before this video. Thank you. Yeah, Barb, it really depends on the wreath too. Sometimes, yeah, Debbie, I'll have a replay. Sometimes the wreaths are more wide on one side or less wide on one side, and you're gonna have an uneven finished product. You could either stick a bow on that side, or you could stick the flowers on the side that's a little less full. Whatever you wanted to do. So you're going to want to keep these leaves. If the flowers don't have the leaves, take them off other flowers, because you can always use them. And I'm going to cut these probably, I don't know, 3-4 inches long. What you can do if you keep them this long is you can wire them in through the back of the grapevine. I know some of my customers have really hot doors, so what they like to do is have it wired in or zip tied in. So I'm going to stick this one in the middle. Just poke it through, and then bend it like that, and then you can just zip tie it in like that. Just weave it through a couple strong pieces of grapevine and then tie it through. What I would actually do is hot glue it and zip tie it, because I just like to go overboard. But if you're just making it for yourself, you're not going to have to do that. This wreath stand, so a very close family member made it for me. He's like my grandpa, but he's not by blood, but that doesn't mean anything. He found an old coat hanger in the trash, and he stuck a bunch of, I don't know, just dowels in. So what I did today was just a simple white background, because I do not have an easel, surprisingly. I usually just make them on my white door. And just stuck a command strip right before this video, and that's how you make the videos. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
So that's how the first flower is going to look once you zip tie it in. Hi. Okay, so like I said, you could either zip tie it in, wire it in, hot glue it in, or a mixture of both. So this is a more peachy color. Again, I'm going to stick it through. Just like that. And then get some zip ties. So I got the zip ties from Harbor Freight, I believe it's called, and they're like, I don't know, 100 for like $1.50. They come in all different colors, usually white or black. I'd rather go with black for this wreath though, just so you can't see it. Thanks, Shirley. So Christy, I'll get to that in a minute, but I use like a professional staple gun. This is model T50 Aero Fastener Company, and it just has, I think, 1/2-inch staples, 1/4-inch staples. I usually just use it for my letters because the staples are kind of long. So you're gonna want to stick the flowers like that. So again, cut it 3-4 inches long. And then make sure you keep the leaves too. For those who are just tuning in, always keep the leaves. And if the flowers do not have leaves, steal them, because you're going to want them. Yeah, Carol, you can get this stuff pretty inexpensive. You can get them, I don't know, from any Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. We just recently got a Hobby Lobby. Usually those are more southern stores, but we just got one, I think, a couple years ago, up in Seabrook, New Hampshire. So just fasten it in. And it's okay if they're a little more spread apart, or if not. It's really up to you. Just dropped a flower, let me get it. So today I also found these roses, which I thought were really pretty. They're kind of a mixture between pink, like a yellow, and a coral color. So I'm thinking I'm gonna add one to each side. These I'll probably hot glue in because the stems are kind of thin. So I use a glue pot. You can use a hot glue gun. I just find it easier when I'm doing so many, especially in the winter time, just to use hot glue, a glue pot. Yeah, and a sunflower would be great. I have like these sort of, I don't know, sunflower picks. You can get them from Hobby Lobby, and you could just stick them on like that. That would be great for fall. So always keep the leaves, like I said. One of these was missing a leaf today, and I took one off another plant and put it on this flower because there's no way in hell, excuse my language, I'm not going to take the leaves because you're always going to need them. So even if you don't use them in one project, you can always just save them for another one. Or if you have wires like Julie does on the back of your wreaths, you can just stick them in. So here I'm just sticking a rosebud. It comes with 3 buds on either side of the rose, just to add a little arch. Julie, people can go to my Facebook page, Nick's Seasonal Decor, on Facebook and purchase any wreath that they would like. I would greatly appreciate that, of course. So that's just with the rose leaves. I'm gonna stick the hydrangea leaves in a second. Where's my other pink one? So yes, my grandma does move my stuff a lot. I don't know if you guys all have crazy Greek grandmothers, but they just love to move stuff. So let me just find. Oh, here it is. So yeah, these were $5.99 from Michaels, Ashland, yeah, Michaels. And I don't know, I thought they were really pretty. Oh, Alice, I'm going to be posting it on my Facebook page, Nick's Seasonal Decor. After this, I'm going to re-upload it. So if you missed anything, you could always go and re-watch it. So that's, see, you're always going to want to leaves because they add a nice touch. So that's without the leaves and that's with the leaves. Be careful when you're working with hot glue too, because I've had my fair share of burns. It's not fun. Tag on this one. Okay, so yeah, you can always just save the leaves, like I said before. You should always save the leaves. And stick them where you think, where you see fit. So like I'd stick one there. And these flowers, I'm pretty sure that they're like specially treated with some type of UV protectant, and they should have no problem outside. Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, again, it's Nick's Seasonal Decor on Facebook. So here's some leaves. These are hydrangea leaves, and what I usually do is just tuck them randomly behind the hydrangeas. Yeah, you're not going to want to get burned by the hot glue. It's really hot. So there's it just with a couple leaves so far. And these are more like, I don't know, like a chartreuse type of green, I think that's the color. So they add a nice touch. You're going to want some color, especially for summer. So if anybody is not willing to make this and just want to purchase it, I do have them for sale. Whatever color hydrangeas, flowers, anything you want. Usually with a simple letter, I believe I'm charging $50 for them. With 3 hydrangeas. But if you're willing to make this and do make it, please send me a picture. I'd love to see it. You could post it on my Facebook page, Nick's Seasonal Decor, and I'd love to see it. So these are different colors. These are like a dark purple. And they also have white and, I don't know, sunflowers, you know. Okay. So I'm going to stick one more leaf. So one thing Julie recommends is to test it out before sticking it in, and that's one of my issues, is that I always just immediately go to glue. So that's what it looks like so far. So again, yeah, this stands, I didn't get it from any store. I just got it from somebody who is who's similar to my grandfather, and he just made it for me. He found an old coat rack. He's handy when it comes to stuff like that, and I, of course, am not. So you can just play around with it. So now to attach the letter, I got a simple letter. You can get this from any Michaels, Hobby Lobby, stuff like that. Thanks, Julie. So you can use brown pipe cleaners. This is a white letter. You could use a white pipe cleaner, whatever you decide. So I fold it in half, just like that. And then I take my staple gun. And then do 2 staples. And then what I like to do is take a little hot glue. And hot glue the letter. So that it has 2 staples and some hot glue to make sure it stays on. You're not going to want that falling off. Again, you take the staple gun. Just like that. Take some hot glue. I'll let that sit. I'm going to let that dry. Hi, Debbie. I know, Jennifer. I know. That's what my dad says all the time. I just like passing on good deals. It's my problem, I know. So, I went to Hobby Lobby last week and they had these burlap flowers. I thought those were wicked cool. And I think they came in roses too. They came in these hydrangeas and then these sunflowers. And I just thought, with the burlap, I thought that would be wicked pretty. I have one of these available on my page too. So you can see what they look like if you want to go out and get those. So, the hot glue's a little hot still. So again, there's all different types of ribbons that come in burlap. Here's a Christmas one. That's a burlap texture. And here's the lace one that I think I'm going to be adding to this wreath. So, yeah, I like that, so I'm going to be adding it. And always use your coupon, guys. AC Moore, Hobby Lobby, they all have coupons. Hobby Lobby always has a 40% off on their site, if you go to their site. So, here, let me tell you measurements. So I went out 15 inches, I think that's long enough, on either side. Connie, there's one Hobby Lobby up in Seabrook, New Hampshire. That's the only one I know. I know that there's a bunch in Louisiana and places like that. I don't live there. I live in Massachusetts. So it's kind of hard for me to find any of those good craft stores like Sims Pottery and all that stuff that you guys have. So I'm going to make a simple bow tie. And then just twist it. And a bow for this type of wreath, it can be sloppy. It doesn't have to be perfect. So just gather 4 loops together. You could even do 5 if you want. Oh, I forgot to show you guys how to do the nice ends. I'll show you that in a second. So then I just gather it together in my hand like that. You could fold it in half. For these type of wreaths, it doesn't have to be exact. So it could be a little longer on one side. I'll just show you guys like that. So, and then just stick it facing away from you, the print. And then just pull it tight. I know, I wish I had one too. Oh, is there? Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, Seabrook's only a 15-20 minute drive. So you see that doesn't even look like a bow, and that's fine. I kind of like them sloppier. So you could stick it wherever you would like. So for here, I'd probably stick one down here. Let's just see how that looks. And then in a second, I'll show you how to get the nice cuts on the end. So I usually stick my bows in the bottom left-hand side. I don't like sticking it in the middle because I have the letter over here. And I don't like taking away from the letter. So just feed it through the grapevine. And like I said before, it's better if you have a thinner grapevine. That way it's easier to fish through, especially all the pipe cleaners. There's so many in this wreath. So then, once you get it, just twist it wherever you would like. Make sure you do at least 3-4 twists. You don't want it coming apart. And then cut. And that just adds a nice little touch of ribbon. To the corner. If you wanted to, you could add a couple loops throughout. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. So to get the nice cuts, you're going to want to fold in half, like that. And you're always going to want to cut away from you. And that's how you get the nice cuts. So again, fold it in half. Yeah, you can order from Hobby Lobby online. Sandy, I do have a bow making tutorial on my Facebook page, Nick Seasonal Decor, or my YouTube page. Also, actually, is it Nick Seasonal Decor? I'm not sure. Maybe Nick Seasonal Decor Designs or something like that. I'll post the link in the comment section. Yeah, Jennifer, I've never seen this style either. I don't know what it's called. I mean, I imagine other people do it. So now the hot glue is dry. You're going to want to make sure it's dry. And to attach it to the wreath, first you're going to want to find a place where you like it. And then you're going to stick the pipe cleaner, weave it through again. I'm not sure. I think so. I mean, it looks like wood to me. I couldn't tell you. I got it from Michael's, I believe. I know Hobby Lobby sells something with a slightly different design. I'm not a fan of it. So again, just pull it through. Sometimes when the grapevine's a little thicker, bends the pipe cleaners and it's harder to insert. And then fold it over and pull tight. I'm not sure what size the letter is. Maybe it says it on the back. No, here, let me measure it. The letter is a little over 7 inches by 9 inches. I mean, all different, the letters are all different, so I mean, it's whatever letter you need. Like that one's probably, that's definitely not 9 inches wide in the middle. So then you just want to cut it off. Make sure you do 3 or 4 twists again. You don't want it falling apart. And that's the finished product. That's what it's going to look like. So if you wanted to double secure this with hot glue and pipe cleaners, you certainly could. I normally do. It makes it a lot more reinforced. So that's what the burlap wreath looks like. If you want to check out my Facebook page at Nick Seasonal Decor, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you could share this video, it would just mean the world to me. So thank you. Thanks, guys.